All right, so this will be a weekly update. It's been a while. I did a weekly update, so today we're going to go through a few markets. So to start with, let's look at DXY. So DXY on the daily time frame, this is what we have. So we see price coming down here, a big push to the downside, right? We've created a new low a couple of weeks ago. The market pushed up to create a high here, right? Um, where's my all right, we have a new daily low and a daily high. So this was an obvious level where we're expecting price to react to because of previous retest of the level, right? We have a test here, a break and a retest, right? And we have a retest of this level here. Okay. So last week was great. We see price rejecting from that level and creating an intermediate high here, right? So it makes a lot of sense for the dollar to continue rallying to the downside. A continuous rally of the dollar to the downside makes a lot of sense looking at what we have here on the daily. Right. So I'm expecting more weakness on the dollar going to the downside. And ideally, we want to see this low broken. So let's go to the 8 hour time frame and see the price action we have here, right? So on the 8 hour time frame, it looks like what the market is looking to do is to react to this zone here. So early parts of the week, we would expect a reaction of price at this level here. We are coming into this major 8 hour liquidity here. So it makes a lot of sense for price to do this. Come back into this zone here. And then from here, we'd expect the low to be broken. So this is the kind of price action I'll be expecting on the USD, for the USD to react to this zone. So price already tapped into that liquidity. So a push back here would make a lot of sense. So in this case, I'll be looking for a significant retracement. So here, a 50%, a 50% retracement I'll be looking at. That will be the first level I'll be looking at as a potential pullback for a continuation of a new impulse move to the downside, right? So currently we are bearish on the Dixie as we've taken out this low, new high. We need to currently take out this low as well, because the danger here is that this could hold as a double bottom here. This could hold as a double bottom here. Low breaks this level and shift to the shift to the upside. But we are going to stay bearish for now because of the structure we see on the daily time frame, right? But there is still, you need to know of that possibility, because on the daily we still have this level as a very significant level, right? So this is what I'm referring to. A test here, a test here, test here, and currently test here. So even though we see a shift in the price action on the daily, like I highlighted, 1 2 3, right? We are shifting around like that until we break this low. This could still be a reversal to the downside. So the current level of Dixie, even as we are currently bearish, is very significant to pay close attention to, right? So let's look at a 4-hour time frame. So I'm going to clear everything so that we have a clean chart. Right. So those were the levels where we were looking at. On the 4-hour, what we saw happen here was price pushing and reacting to that liquidity here. So break of low, pull back, starts testing to liquidity. This is the low we need to see price break, right? But this is an 8-hour liquidity. So price might not break the low straight away. This is what looks like might happen. A pullback up, and then we might get dots, right? So early part of the week, we need to stay patient and see how price react to this zone. But this pullback to the upside makes a lot of sense. And this is how you need to be able to correlate that with what is happening on the other USD pair. So this is GBP USD. Let's start from the daily time frame. So GBP USD on the daily time frame, price came here, created this level here. So I'm referring to these lows here, right? Test of this low, grab liquidity, took liquidity off these levels here, created this level here, and then we have a low, right? This is a low, the daily low that price created on Wednesday, and then we had a reversal. And before we'll be expecting a significant change in direction on GBP USD, we need price to test this liquidity here on the daily time frame up here, right? So we're still expecting more pushes on GBP USD. But when it comes to the lower time frame, this is a double top. We didn't break the 4-hour, the 2-hour level here. But on the 4-hour, this is what we have here. We are looking at price coming into this level up there. But what we are currently looking at is this zone here. Two zones to watch out for. So the current zone here and the current zone here. So we're expecting a pullback down into this zone to look for a push to continue up into the daily level up here, right? But we have this level sitting here at 1.20775, which is a very significant level. A very significant level here. So this is tricky because most of the time when you have two liquidity levels stuck on each other, price most of the time makes a lot of sense for price too. Where's my point? My pointer is not showing on the screen. Can you all see? I think there are two people on the chat right now. Can you see my cursor on the screen? Is my cursor visible on the screen? I don't think my cursor is visible on the screen. No, my cursor is not. I'm currently showing a pointer now, but just the pointer is showing, but not my cursor. So my cursor does not show on the screen. Can anyone confirm if my cursor is showing on the screen? Can you see my arrow showing on the screen? My mouse cursor is it showing on the screen? Is my mouse cursor showing? Oh, okay. That is tricky. So that is very complicated because I thought the cursor was showing, which means everything I've been showing up to this point is very tricky. It means everything I've been pointing to a lot of things on my chart, and it looks like it's not showing. How do I fix this? How do I fix this? How do I fix this? I'm not sure how I can fix this. How can I fix this? Oh, okay. So right now I'm going to improvise. So what I'm going to do is to use my cursor to move this dot around. So this is not my actual pointer. So I'll use this dot around. I think this would be a good fix for now. I'll find a fix later. I don't know what to think about right now to fix it now. So GBP USD, we are very bullish here, right? We have two levels here. So this is the first level we are looking to buy here, but price created another liquidity here. So we'll be looking at how price reacts into this zone. If price pushes down into the liquidity here, okay, and we have a significant rejection from here, we'll be looking to buy from here. But if price breaks through this zone, we'll wait for this zone and then we'll look to buy from here, right? So this goes back to what we're looking at on the DXY, right? So on the DXY, we're expecting a little bit pullback, which could be different levels. If it's a very slow pullback, that would be a pullback into this level here, about 50%, and then price would continue to the downside. So that pullback is what is going to cause the dollar pairs to push in the opposite direction. So we see something similar on gold. So gold has been super bullish here. So gold, this push to the, oh no, I need that cursor here again. The push to the upside on gold here was sponsored by a 2-hour liquidity, right? So this is the liquidity zone that sponsored our push to the upside. So this zone here. So price accumulated orders here, grab these liquidities here into the high here, and then push to the upside and continue. Currently, these are the levels to keep an eye on gold. So first level I'll be looking out for would be this level here, 1964.84. That is the first liquidity level to keep an eye on. So if we get a pullback into that liquidity, we'll be looking out for. So price, something of this sort, similar to what we have on GBP USD, right? A pullback into the zone and a continuation to the upside. But price has also created a new liquidity on the 4-hour. So it makes a lot of sense looking at what is happening on GBP USD right now. Look at this liquidity zone here and the one sitting on top here. This scenario is very similar to what we have on GBP USD, where we have this zone here and that zone here where we are looking at a pullback. So what this means is that we are most likely going to get a pullback to the first level, a push to the upside. And when price hits the daily level we talked about, then we might get a deep retracement back into this zone for the buys to continue. So keep an eye on these zones on GBP USD. So GBP USD, you're looking at 1.2129, and the next zone would be the zone within 1.20634, right? So those are the two levels. And if this is happening, if you're someone that trades with correlation, as in looking at what is happening on other USD pairs to inform you on what to expect on other USD pairs, you would want to look at pairs like Euro USD, right? With Euro USD, the scenario is a little different. Why is the scenario a little different on Euro USD? Euro USD was bearish and then we had a switch to the upside. So this is what price was doing, right? We had a triple bottom here, and then price is now looking to rally to the upside. But before that, this was the last high that price created here. So let me highlight that high here. So long term, before we'll be looking at long term pushes on a Euro USD, we need that high to be broken. Until that high is broken, this could just be a short term push to test the level and a continuation to the downside, because this is still like in a bigger scheme, this is still bullish, right? In a bigger scheme, this is bullish. If you look at this structure, you would see that price started from here, created a high, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low, high, and then everything here is now a low. So if you're looking at it from a bigger scheme, this is a big, very strong uptrend here, right? So let's mark our last high here. But if you're looking at it from the smaller scale, so this is an uptrend in a bigger scale, right? Resuming up, which means long term, we could be targeting the next high here, very long term here. But if you're looking at it from the current price action within this area here, the current price action within this area here, what we see here is that we have a triple bottom here. Price is approaching this high. If price fails to break this high, this market could push to the downside and go to test this next low here. So Euro USD structure is not as the current structure is not as bullish compared to GBP USD and then gold and even the other USD pair. So here the good buy was around somewhere here in this liquidity. Sorry, I forgot my cursor is not working. Was around here. So this one I'll be a little careful here. Price is currently sitting in this liquidity, H4 liquidity here. So with Euro USD, I'll be a little careful as to what I do, because looking at the push to the upside, look at the nature of the push to the upside. It's not as strong. We have a choppy movement going to the upside, not as strong as the other USD pairs, right? So we are treating USD as weak, like we said, but we're expecting a pullback for the price to continue. So if we are looking at pullback on the USD, what I'll be looking for on Euro USD, before I'll be more confident to take a trade here, even though we've tested that level, is to see something like this, a rate test of this level here. So this is a big zone. So this is the current liquidity. The current liquidity is currently here. The danger is that this thing can just open and shoot to the upside because price is resting in this. Price can open here and shoot up because we are currently testing this liquidity here. But we ideally, what we want to see for a good sell is if price comes all the way back and test this level here and give us something like a double bottom like this. All right, in that case, we'll be looking to buy this at least to the high. That makes the reward a good risk to reward, because if we decide to take a buy from that zone that resistance, our stop is looking around here below this week here. And if we are going to the top, that gives us about 1:4 risk reward ratio, which becomes a very good trade, right? So this is how I would play Euro USD, but I don't think we might get this because of this level that is created here. Price might just open and spike to the upside. But let's go down and see on the other time frames if we get anything here. So this is on the 3-hour time frame. We see price. This is the resistance that was broken. So price might come a little bit and test that level, but that's not what I'm looking for. I want to see a double bottom to get a good entry. I'm not saying that's what will happen. I mean, that is what will make me get into the trade. It's not because it's a bad trade, it's because comparing that to other USD pairs, that presents a more nice opportunity compared to the other USDs, right? But this is still not bad. So I'll be looking at price within this zone. Worst case scenario, a test of this broken structure for Euro USD to continue pushing to the upside. And this is like, it looks like this zone here is a 6-hour liquidity sitting here. It's a 6-hour liquidity. So you'll be more careful around here. We might get a pullback around this. Sometimes I forget my Keza is not showing, so I start pointing to. So this is a 6-hour liquidity. Price might test this liquidity and then push up. So if you get an entry here, this is where you're looking to get out, take profit, and see how price react to this zone 1.07272 before you make any long-term decision above this level here. So the next USD we'll be looking at will be AUD USD. So AUD USD, a lot of struggling, price trying to go to the downside, came and grabbed this wick fill here. Sorry, gap fill. It filled the gap at this zone here. It came to fill the gap and push the upside. So just like Euro USD, you don't want to be, even though we are looking at a weak USD and a possible retracement on USD, you don't, buying here is crazy. You don't want to buy at a high. The basics of trading is to always buy low and sell high. So what are the levels you'll be looking to buy AUD USD? And because of the retracement we're expecting on USD, the first level you want to attempt buying AUD USD would be this level here. A retest of this level, just like we are seeing on Euro USD, GBP USD, and gold, right? So we're expecting that retracement. Price reaction here, we'll be looking to go long, right? But let's look at the 4-hour time frame, right? So this looks very nice, right? We have a retest of this level and also a retest of this EMA here. That would make a lot of sense, right? To make a lot of sense for price to come here and then continue up. Right. So I'm bearish on the USD, but I'm expecting a slight retracement when the market opens. Maybe, I don't know, sometimes Mondays are crazy, sometimes it's slow. So I'll be looking at the price action to see when price gets to those retest zones on the USD pairs to continue buying them. In that case, we'll be looking to sell USD CHF if we are looking at a weak USD, right? So The important thing here is that let's look at the daily time frame on AUDC, USDCHF. Okay. This one is very tricky. Okay. So we have two liquidity levels here on the daily. We have a supply sitting on the daily and a supply up here. Right. The important thing is we still have more space to go to the downside. So just like the USD, we have a break of the structure. Uh, I always forget that my cursor is not showing on the screen. We have a break of this structure here, so a break and rate test. We expect price to continue going down, and because we have this supply zone sitting below here on the daily time frame, this is a level we'll be looking at potential reversals for a strong USD. So until price gets here, I'm still bearish on USD, how do you call it? USD CHF. So let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, this is what we have. We have price creating a double bottom here, a double top, sorry, double top. Is a double top. We have a break of the double top and a rated. So here, because of the consolidation here, this is how I will treat this. Wait for a breakout of this level, a rate test of the level, and then sell USD to this zone, which is a very significant movement here, right? This is 250 pips on USD. That means this is going to reflect on the other USD pair. So you expect about more than 300 push on GBP USD, more pushes on gold as well. Yeah. What other USD pair? NZD USD, right? So I think NZD USD is the cleanest of them all because we see a Smith, we see a head and shoulders. Not everyone is familiar with the Smith and Swift, so let's call it head and shoulders. So we have a head and shoulders here. And price going below the EMA, very classic. So let's track back a little bit and let's look at the daily time frame. So the daily time frame, what we can see here is that we've clearly taken out. Oh, again, I forgot my cursor is not showing. I don't know why my cursor is not showing on the screen, so I do forget the cursor is not showing. So sorry about that. Sometimes I think I'm in my mind. I think I'm showing something, but then I've not. All right. So we've taken out these levels here, this high here, by this current daily close on Friday, right? So we expect a little pullback, just like we're expecting on the other USD pairs. And this is the first level we'll be looking at for long-term target, a rate test back into this daily. A rate test back into this daily resistance. That's what we'll be looking at as our first target. So let's go back to the 4 hour time frame. So on the 4 hour time frame, this level is actually very close. So what we expect from here is we need a deep retracement here for a good buy here, a deep retracement, right? So I will be looking at first attempt would be a 50% retracement, right? I'll be looking at the 50% retracement as my first attempt. So if price pushes back down here, that will be the first attempt I'll be looking to buy to this level here. It depends on price reaction here. That will determine if I would continue to go bullish or not. But even this is significant. If we get a 50% retracement, this is about 100 pips here, right? But a more deeper retracement, like 23.6, would increase our profit target. So it's good when you have a clean structure like this. It's good for you to get a deep retracement. That will increase your profit target significantly, right? So that is the last USD pair we are looking at. And I think the next category of currencies I'll be looking at will be JPY. So I'll look at USD and then JPY, and then that will be it. If you have any pair I don't look at and you want me to look at, I would gladly do that. We are 30 minutes into the live. I think I'm going to continue for the next 15 minutes or so. If you have any pair that you want me to particularly look at that I'm not going to talk about, so I'm only going to talk about the USD pairs. I've talked about all the USD pairs, and I'm looking at the JPY pairs next. So because we are talking about JPY pairs and we just finished talking about USD pairs, we'll start off by looking at USD JPY. USD JPY, USD. Where's USD JPY? Can't find USD JPY. Let me shuffle this away. Yeah, USD JPY. Got you. All right. So USD JPY, very clean structure here. Very clean structure. So with USD JPY, what did we see here? We have a weak USD and a strong JPY. So the JPY capitalized on the weakness of. So this one is straightforward. We have a H4 pullback here into this liquidity here for price to continue selling. This is a straightforward trade, right? So what are we looking out for here? A pullback into this zone here, boom, and then we sell, boom. This is a straightforward trade. There is no two ways about this. So if you are selling, you want to put your stop above this zone here. So if this pulls back, this will be my first trade for the week because it's like so far is the cleanest so far. Not really the cleanest. Like all the USD pairs are showing similar pattern. Pull back to take a trade. So similar thing here, right? 1:2.25. That's a good risk reward ratio. Right? But if I scale down on the lower time frame, I might get a good risk reward ratio. Sometimes you get like 1:2, 1:3 risk reward ratio, and this is on the H4 time frame. If you zoom into the lower time frame, you could catch like 1:6, 1:5, 1:4 risk reward ratio from the lower time frame, right? So mostly I'm taking my trades from the 30 minutes time frame. So here on the, for instance, if I'm taking my trade from the 30 minutes time frame, I'll be looking to take my trade around New York session or London open, right? And that would now narrow my profits into around this zone here. So instead of 2.5, my trade would be something like this on the 30 minutes time frame. And I'll be going for 1 is to, so this makes it 1 is to 6.5, 6.2 risk reward ratio, right? So if you know where the market is going on the bigger time frame, you have an entry strategy or an entry time frame, you could narrow it down and maximize your take profit on the lower time frame. So here on the 30 minutes time frame, it looks like this is what the market is doing. It is grabbing liquidity, pops up here, and then takes the liquidity here. So this one makes it a little tricky because of how the liquidity is building up here. We might stop hands this level here before it drops. So you need to keep an eye on how price reacts into these zones here, because we have equal highs. There's equal highs at these levels here. Price might want to even, it's even possible price might even take out this liquidity here, but I'm not sure price would want to go that far because of that 4-hour liquidity. But that is possible. It's possible price could take out this liquidity. So we know we are looking for a pullback to sell, right? So you need to pay attention and get the best sell as possible. If you decide to sell anywhere here, then you need to increase your stop loss to accommodate any flip overs that could happen, because long term price also has the potential of testing this liquidity here. But I'm not sure that is going to happen with this current move here. Right. So good. I've already looked at gold. Gold was the first thing I looked at. So when the live session is over, watch the replay and then you look at what I talked about gold. But if you know your correlation, you know gold and USD JPY moves in opposite directions, right? Gold and USD JPY moves in opposite directions. So if you are looking at a pullback on USD to sell. It means you're looking for a pullback on gold to buy, right? So that is a general idea, but go watch the video after the session to now look at what to exactly watch out for. I don't think I looked at USD card, but USD card is more of intermediate. It's very intermediate, right? Push, rest, and it's now in a resting phase. There's a high chance this is going to pop to the downside here. So I'll wait for a more cleaner price action to pop USD USD card to the downside. So this is my like what I'll be looking out for on USD card. Boom, boom, boom to the downside. Right. And technically, you want to be targeting this level here. Like that's the next liquidity here. So not that low, 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 low. You are targeting the next liquidity here, right? So a good entry here is presenting about 260 pips risk to reward on this trade. So pay attention here, find a good trade for the sell, right? Because it looks like it's one of the USD pairs that has not moved. If you understand the correlation between the USD card and US oil, you expect USD card to sell when US oil is strong, but the oil has been tanking crazy, right? Oil is tanking crazy. That's why USD card has not moved, even though the dollar is weak. So what you would like to do is to wait for the dollar strength. The how do you call it? Uh, what you want to do is to wait for the a push up on US oil, right? A push up on US. So US oil is still bearish, but if you're looking at the current structure here, we need to come back and test these levels here. So that push to test, if we get that push this week, that would be a very good opportunity for USD card to sell because it's the only dollar pair that has not taken advantage of a weak dollar. So this is how correlation would help you. Some of the if a currency unit is weak, like for now USD is weak, some of the USD pairs are going to move first, others will move later. So if you understand your correlation, even if you miss the first moves, you can now capitalize on the ones that are yet to move. For example, all the USD pairs have moved except USD card. So you look for the right time and then catch USD card, right? So that's just by the way. Let's look at like 2, 3 more JPY pairs and then we'll be good to go. So JPY has been very interesting. We have a big dump here. I like trading the JPY pairs, but I didn't really get a good week on JPY. I tried to buy CHF JPY and GBP JPY and I lost some money on that. I didn't get a good week on them. What we can see here on the JPY is obvious. We have a reversal to the downside. So we are going to have a long-term strength on the JPY because of this switch in the market, creating this big daily liquidity here. And if you're looking at the market structure, you can see we've been bullish for a very long time. Price created this high. We created this high here. And the next high that has been created is way lower than that high, right? Which is showing a big shift in the market. But long term, before we would say, okay, this shift has happened long term, we need to take out this low here, which has not happened. So the best and ideal situation you would want for this week is for this to happen, push back into this daily liquidity, but that might not happen because of how the daily on Friday is closing. Because of the way the daily on Friday is closing, it is testing this level here, so it might not come all the way back here. So what we are looking for is some sort of pullback, but we might not get this level here, but we still need to keep in mind that level for a potential deep retracement back here, which we might not get. Let's step down to the 4-hour time frame. So in the 4-hour time frame, the reason why we might not get that deep retracement back is because of this 4-hour liquidity that has been created here, which I'm about to highlight right now. So this zone here, that's what I'm more vibing into. So this is what I'm looking at. a retracement back here, and then we look to sell down to the low, which would give us, I think this should be at least 200 pips. This is 300 pips on USD CHF. So CHF JPY, sorry. So if we get, I don't normally want to do this, but you could catch a lower time frame retracement push here, back here, because this is also very significant. Trying to scalp this up here, 180 pips. So here, what I'll be looking out is a potential break out of this level here, 880 pips, and then sell for 300 pips, right? But that's just by the way. But what we are looking, the main move we are looking out for the week is price pushing to this zone and then selling off. We would expect the same thing to happen with GBP JPY because the pattern is similar, and the nature of the JPY move on Wednesday. That was Wednesday. The big move happened on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday. So this is what we are looking at on GBP JPY. Boom, boom. Right. So price is currently testing this level here. This is what I would expect it to do. Push up and then continue selling off. Right. But again, just like CHF JPY, you still need to keep an eye on this level here because sometimes the market will do what the market wants to do. It might invalidate this zone here. I mean this zone, this one. It might invalidate here and push here. But I think this level should hold and continue selling off just like we saw on CHF JPY, right? So one more JPY pair. Which one should I look at? NZD JPY, tricky. AED JPY. So I think the NZD JPY very tricky structure. Very similar structure, but just that it's a little different. It's different. Let's look at CAD JPY because CAD JPY is very similar to what we have on. CAD JPY is very similar. So what we would look at here is a pullback into this zone here. A pullback here, and then we continue selling off, just like we saw on the Ajax card page, right? So Euro JPY too, we expect we expect something similar here on Euro JPY. A retest of this level here, right? Pullback, EMA catches up, continue selling. So we'll keep selling the JPY. So let's have a glance at JPY index, which is JXY. So if we look at JPY index here, what do we see? We see the JPY index has created a significant low here. Significant low. Price created a significant low here. Came back to test this level. All right. Slight pullback. And then we'll continue pushing up, at least up onto this level here. All right. So we expect the strong JPY to continue. That's why the JPY should start off. So we're going to end the session here, 44.21, right? 44.21. I didn't want to do an hour. So if you just join, watch the previous pairs I looked at. I basically broke down almost all the USD pairs and then just Japanese yen pairs. The Japanese yen, I didn't look at NZD JPY, AED JPY, and I think those are the JPY pairs I didn't look at, right? I might put some setups in the week in the Telegram page. So check on the Telegram. If you have any question, where can you send me a question? Because I deactivated the chat group. Yeah, you can send me a DM on any social or comment under the video or what. Yeah, just find a way to reach out to me. All right, have a peaceful week.